All right, hello, beautiful people. This is Amanda, and I'm going to be playing Vampire the Masquerade, Coteries of New York. So I did play the sequel, well, sort of the sequel spin-off, Shadows of New York, that is up on YouTube. So this will be the first time playing the prequel. Maybe, who knows, I probably should have played this one first before going to... before I played Shadows of New York. But yes, Andre, you are a beautiful person, inside and out. The vampire look vampire-y. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, you have to go for a certain aesthetic if you're doing all of this. Okay, am I not frozen anymore? Like some real Twilight-looking homie. Oh my gosh, did you see the, oh gosh, what was that movie? Vampires Suck? Which was the Twilight parody, and then, like, when the three evil vampires appeared, they're like, do you know who we are? And they're like, the Black Eyed Peas? I feel like that's kind of the case here. All right. So we have to choose our clan. We have 3 options. This is different from Shadows of New York. I admit I only know about the clans from Bloodlines, and plus La Sombra, which was Julia's clan in Shadows of New York, and I'm clearly not meant to be a La Sombra, as you probably saw in one of our other playthroughs. Okay, so our choices here are Bruja. This is the rabble, rebel against power and rage against authority. A seemingly insignificant man with significant ideas will join their ranks tonight. I remember this because this is John DiMaggio's character in Bloodlines. John DiMaggio, who was Bender, and in Futurama, he was in Bloodlines. He plays one of your friends. So I remember that was his clan. Ventru. The aristocratic blue bloods embody wealth, sovereignty, and control. Top-level corporate executives will join their ranks tonight. I have a feeling I'm probably just going to pick her because she's a woman and I identify with women characters, but we'll see. Bruja equals punk rocker. That's right, Toreador. The divas seek thrills of art, romance, and cruelty amidst stagnant undeath. A tormented artist will join their ranks tonight. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with Ventru, just because, again, it's a woman, and also I am a business major and I have my MBA, so I identify with this woman. Oh! And her name's Amanda! Oh, that's amazing! It's meant to be. It's meant to be, people. This is a sign. Okay, so let's hit accept. We're gonna go with Amanda from Clan Ventru. Okay, so R2 is... New York taught me to believe in fate. Had you asked me about fate back when I was a human, I would have told you it's just superstitious bullshit. That we are all designers of our own destinies. That belief shattered when the richest woman in the United States, the actual richest one, not a face you could have seen in the papers, of course, sank her teeth deep into my neck. It happened in the very same place you're standing in right now, by the way. Fate? You decide. Please. There's absolutely no need to be hostile. Just listen a little longer. See, my mistake was that I flew too close to the sun. It makes sense that my punishment was to never see its glow again. I was incandescent myself. I was hot shit. I had it all. Money, looks, confidence, connections, men, women, a career, and a spark in my eye. The one you need to be born with. And that's when someone far more powerful than me saw my radiance and thought, that won't do. She robbed me of the light erupting from within and gave me a subtle, enduring gleam in its place. She decided that would fit me much better. Yes, Em, I am hot shit. This is why it's meant to be. She was a ninth-generation kindred just like you, an apex predator. She probably enjoyed teaching me, the peak of human excellence, my real place in the food chain. It's such an eyesore when you look at some loudmouth braggart and see them for all they really are. The temptation to teach them a lesson can be unbearable, right? Honestly, this is how I feel about Carter. So there's a character in Shadows of New York, I don't know if he appears here, but Carter Vandervaden. He just has a shit-eating grin on his face the whole time, and in one of the endings you just bring him down so low, and it's actually kind of satisfying. You'd think the description of herself was hilarious. Yeah. I would say it's self-aware. I wonder if it's self-awareness or just, you know, cockiness. Maybe both. Well, my sire's lesson was a lesson about fate. A message saying, you're eternally doomed to be at the mercy of your sovereigns. It almost drove me to destroy myself. Vandervaden! Did his dad buy his spot in Harvard? Yes! Actually, yes. He said he was New York born and bred, and he comes from old money, probably. What saved me was the ability to reinterpret her teachings. Hers wasn't a message of doom. It was a message of hope. Fate exists, and one can shape it if given the right tools. My sire didn't believe my tools were fitting for the job. She considered them toys, and me, just her amusing subject. Well, she's deader than dead now, and I'm still here, standing right where she stood when we first met. You might have wondered how I've learned about your arrival to JFK Airport. I'm sorry, I was just thinking, you know, I thought it would be one of those cliches. I bet you're wondering why I've gathered you all here tonight. I don't know why I found that funny. My answer is, of course, destiny. As luck would have it, today happened to be the day some of my associates were inspecting the coffins. Driving you here straight from the plane and having you wake up in such an unfamiliar place was a little desperate, and I do apologize for it. I laughed so you didn't laugh alone. Thank you, Andre. I appreciate the solidarity. But it is so rare for you to visit New York 3 times in the last 15 years, was it? And you're never eager to inform me you're here. I understand you still have that meeting on 53rd Street later tonight, so I'll provide a comfortable transport. I value our relationship very much, don't get me wrong. But it is precisely because I value it that I'm going to ask you to repay the favor you owe me. You're the only one I'd trust to do the job well, and without attracting attention. They do know a lot about this person. My guess is they must have some kind of business relationship. You might think I'm crazy, asking you to breach the rules of our society like this. You might think it's impossible to get away with it unpunished. But this is New York, and I don't know about other cities, but in this one, fate really exists. And right now, it's smiling in your favor. This is how it begins. Your phone rings. It's your boss, again. I do love my office, though. Assuming this is my office, I love it. The setting sun that filled your high-rise office an hour ago is gone. The city looks like an ocean of light from up here, spreading for miles to the north. You pick up. You are about to call it a day, forget about the world of fintech, and decompress at home. No dice. One of the investors wants to meet you. His voice, as always, the perfect mix of authority and sleaze. He'll come by to your office in an hour. You look at the clock. An hour? He's got to be kidding. Yeah, I know, but stick around. He's a heavyweight. You'll want to make a good impression. Fine. You grit your teeth a little. The boss hangs up. 2 hours. Might as well pour another coffee into yourself and figure out how to best use this to your advantage. You suspect everyone knows that no, you're actually not happy with your current position. That, in fact, you feel squished against the glass ceiling that comes with the territory. Oh, the dreaded glass ceiling. Sure, your idiot superior might have gotten the job only because he's the CEO's golfing buddy, but you're going to put an unholy amount of work into your advancement. This is so relatable. Times where you'd laugh off the idea of staying at the office until 9 p.m. You had a partner to go home to, the nightly Netflix and chill ritual to perform, complete with pizza or Chinese takeout. Ever since you moved up the ladder, though, your hours have only gotten longer. Food? Mostly at the company cafeteria, sometimes takeout, always in a rush. You praise the heavens for your crazy metabolism and dread the day it finally decides to give up. Okay, so this is saying that she can eat as much as she wants without actually getting fat. That's amazing. Rest? At this point, the cleaning lady who takes care of your apartment probably spends more time in your bedroom than you do. You flash back to your boss quoting Shakespeare to impress his new, extremely unattractive and uncomfortably young secretary. For some must watch while some must sleep. So runs the world away. Drinks, mostly with colleagues, and they all pretty much hate you at this point. Another flashback, this time to the most profitable quarter in the company's history. Still, the board decided that layoffs were in order. Your boss didn't feel like letting people know in person, so he passed that privilege on to you. What a dick. Gotta hand it to him. He always knew how to pick his battles. But maybe, just maybe, tonight is the night it's all going to change. You decide to play the good looks angle. Nothing too slutty. You leave your blouse slightly unbuttoned. Check if your ass looks as good as you remembered. In your pencil skirt, mirror says yes. It's not something you're proud of, but you've become too jaded to care. Knowing your luck, this investor is going to be one of two types: a self-obsessed Musk wannabe in his 20s, or a fat old pervert drenched in cologne. What do you guys think? You hear the elevator ding. Time to get this show on the road. You take one final look in the mirror and fix your hair as the footsteps echo across the empty hallway. The man who approaches your office is not what you expected. He's slick, to be sure, but he seems a bit more refined than your usual company man. Expensive suit, matching tie and shirt, confident in his stride, surprisingly good-looking. That music shift. Ooh. He looks a bit like the old man from Shadows of New York. I mean, it's not the old man. I don't know, but he reminds me of him for some reason. Good evening. I hope this unforeseen visit isn't too much of an inconvenience. God, that voice. You're taken aback by how smooth and strong it is. And his eyes. Steel blue. Cold. Intense. He's all business. Professional. Treats you in a manner that's appropriate to your stature. When he speaks, he actually looks you in the eye and nod at your cleavage. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of or we're getting some details about her background. Obviously, she's used to being treated a certain way by her peers, so maybe this is We'll see how she reacts to being a vampire, because the vampires, they don't necessarily see any different between men and women. I don't know if that's the right way to put it, but they treat each other very equally. It's less about gender. It's less about your gender and more about your own sense of power. Like, it's not like what in Vampire with the whole Ascalon Club at all, at least in this universe. He asks some questions about your work, tells you how he noticed your input after talking to the CEO. Another golfing buddy? And comes charmingly close to calling your boss an incompetent doofus. All the while, you try to guess his accent but can't quite place it. European, sure, but where from? Okay, so I'm gonna have to try to pick a European accent. I'm guessing I maybe, or maybe not, maybe because I don't want to be offensive. I know I've kept you long enough. Would you indulge me and join me for a drink? Okay, I've gone with Russian, I guess. Or some kind of Bela Lugosi Russian hybrid. Of course. For a minute there, it seemed like he wasn't that kind of guy. But what the hell, you go with it. He seems nice enough. Besides, it's not like you have other plans. The investor has a limo waiting downstairs, and the driver takes you to a high-end restaurant in Williamsburg. A seat is waiting for you in the deluxe lounge. It's just the two of you. Ooh, listen to that smooth music. It's like Sly Cooper kind of music. I like it. You talk about this and that. Your companion seems to have a knack for history. I wonder why. So tell me, what would you do if you had full control of the company? You almost choke on your wine. This is your chance. You say what's been on your mind for months, but hide it behind a veneer of professional corpo babble. Refocusing, listening to your instincts for once. Restructuring, kicking out your boss. Aggressively pursuing new markets, getting the hell away from all these horrible people. Okay, so she doesn't actually have like her own dialogue tree or at least not yet, like Julia had. Because with Julia, we could see her, but maybe we're supposed to place ourselves in this character a little bit. Maybe that's the trick, but we'll see. He likes the sound of that. He leans forward. His eyes flash with intensity and something else. A strange emotion that wasn't there before. You'll do just fine. His words echo inside your head as you black out. You wake up. God only knows how much later. As you try to piece together what happened, you hear a familiar voice. The investor, or whoever the hell he is, talking to someone. You suddenly recall snippets, fragmented memories. His sapphire eyes intently locked with yours, his teeth suddenly longer and sharper. And something else, a feeling on your neck that takes you back to your last orgasm. A company trip to Florida, a sweaty room, the cutie from HR who doesn't work there anymore, and then darkness. See, Julia said... See, Julia described it as how it was just an intense feeling, and she wondered if she was in love with Karen, I believe is how you pronounce her name. Her sire, so that's interesting. Yes, I'm done here. Consider my debt paid. Yes, Emily? We are a family-friendly channel. Hey, I didn't know he would say, the O word. Our grandmother is in earshot. Hey, they didn't talk about this stuff in Shadows of New York at all. They didn't mention... Well, I mean, it was hinted at, but, it wasn't... They never, used that word. that I remember. I'm glad you're laughing, Andre. Also, Mom says hi. Are you just trying to embarrass me? Are you trying to, embarrass me make me feel embarrassed that I said the word orgasm? Well, I'm not. I'm not going to apologize for that. The investor pushes the other figure aside and walks away from the lounge, barely bothering to look at you. The door locks behind him. Some time passes before you find the strength to get up from the couch. You touch your lips. Blood. Did that asshole hit you? You try to stand up, but your head is pounding and your stomach is like a heavy knot, pulling you down. You didn't have that much to drink. He must have spiked your wine. This is bad. Aw, thank you for saying hi to our mom, Andre. You frantically check your clothes. Pristine. Doesn't make any sense. All of a sudden, a feeling hits you unlike anything else you've ever felt before. You fall to the floor, writhing in an all-encompassing pain and hunger. The kind that makes your insides burn, that cannot be denied. You try to calm yourself down with a breathing exercise they taught you at some bullshit mindfulness course. That's when it hit you. You're not breathing. And holy shit, should your heart be jumping out of your chest with that realization? But it's not moving. Not even a beat. The door unlocks. You hear a startled voice. A young man in a waiter's outfit, his accent thick with Eastern European harshness, leans over and asks if you are all right. For a brief moment, you wonder what the hell he's doing here. Everything is wrong. Then his smell reaches your nostrils. Oh, are we gonna eat him? Are we going to eat this man? He has done nothing. She's gonna eat him, isn't she? I bet. It's intoxicating. Everything feels right again. He holds out his arm to help you stand up. Oh. You grab it firmly with both hands. Then you bite down. You sink your teeth right next to the old school pin-up tattoo of Rita Hayworth on his forearm. Okay, but here's the thing, though. In, like, Vampire, if you bite someone, you kill them. Like, there's no question about it. But here in Vampire the Masquerade, you can leave people alive. Like, Julia didn't... I don't believe I killed anyone just by biting them. Julia would just drink them and they fell unconscious and she would leave them somewhere. So I don't know if we're gonna kill him, but... I love the Rita Hayworth characterization. It takes you a moment to process what you're doing. A part of you wants to break away, but a stronger voice implores you to keep drinking. One thing becomes clear. You are definitely enjoying this. What if that person was dead inside before being a vampire? I think that's the implication we were getting here, is that, she's just... I mean, she's lost all satisfaction in life, and this is something that's come up as well. That happened in Shadows of New York, too. Like, Julia, the protagonist, had lost everything, and she was pushed to the limit. But we realized later that was the Camarilla's doing. The Camarilla being the governing body of the vampires. He only struggles a little and quickly falls to his knees. You can see his eyes now, pale blue and confused. You only bring yourself to let him go once he collapses onto the floor. Your bite leaves a mess on his forearm. Poor Rita, all bloodied, missing half her face. Did you just drink this guy's blood? Ooh, he's dead. She killed him. You spit out a piece of torn flesh. That's a... Why? Where? What was in that fucking wine? Goodness is right, Andre. Barely able to focus, your heart and your lungs still motionless, you reach for your phone and dial 911. 911 operator, what is your emergency? My heart stopped. I can't breathe. I killed somebody. Ooh. Well, I kind of think the dead guy is the more pressing issue, but what do you... Andre, don't tell Emily I said the F word. I'm reading off text. You can't blame me. It's like what Chaucer said about the Canterbury Tales. Don't blame me if I'm just repeating the vulgar stuff. Okay, I'm gonna say I killed somebody, because I don't think she would take us seriously with the other two, or we probably won't be able to explain ourselves well. I think I just killed somebody. Oh, there she is. There she is. Now we're getting it. Okay, now we're getting our visualization of Amanda. I think I just killed somebody. Ma'am, I need you to stay calm. Where are you right now? The door to the lounge swings open. The man who enters is not the one that brought you here, though there are similarities. I believe in the UK you call that grassing. I don't know. He's tall, for one, broad-shouldered, handsome, dressed in an immaculate suit, but his skin is darker and the look on his face tells you he is not here to negotiate a deal. He notices the smartphone in your hand. Kadir! Oh, my baby! I love Kadir! I'm so excited! Yes! He looks better with his hair pulled back like it is in Shadows of New York, but I'm so happy to see Kadir again. Pass me the phone if you want to live. The man's voice is persuasive, calm, but carrying clear threat. He's got the aura of a viciously efficient corporate shark. You find it hard to argue with him. Yay, dark-skinned, handsome Kadir. Your baby. Oh, he's not... Well, you know I call everyone baby. Well, not everyone, but you know I call video game men babies sometimes. Yeah, but I loved him. He was my favorite in Shadows of New York. Ma'am? Hello? I apologize for wasting your time. My new colleague got drunk and is trying to impress everyone with her antics. Good night. Amanda looking to be Kadir's wife. No, I think he likes another woman called Samira. And plus, that's something that I don't think vampires in Vampire the Masquerade, at least, they don't really go for romantic partnerships. Like any kind of relationship that they have with other vampires, it's more like parent, child, or, you know, sister or something like that. I don't... Like, Agathon was the only character that I've seen in these games who had, you know, a girlfriend, but even then he said he didn't really feel anything for her. He was only with her out of a sense of obligation. And he prioritized, you know, his relationship with his mentor over her. So I don't think they feel things like that, at least in these games. He disconnects the call and places your phone in his pocket. Kadir is Amanda's male equivalent of a waifu. Guess you can't love if you live forever. For whatever reason, you can barely take your eyes off the stranger. As hypnotizing as his presence is, though, it is also highly discomforting. Good evening, miss. I'm here to pick you up. Who are you? Pick me up. Call an ambulance. I guess pick me up, because it's clear we can't call 911 and save the guy. I already know who he is, so I've just squealed with delight explaining him, so yeah, pick me up. Pick me up? Did I stutter? Of course you want him to pick you up. Oh my gosh. The stranger approaches the waiter and examines his body. Critical condition, but he might live. Anyway. Okay, so we didn't kill him. This is okay, I feel better about that. He then sets his sights on you. I know this is all new to you, but I've dealt with hundreds of strays like you, and going by experience, they tend to fall into two categories. First, there are the smart ones who carefully obey my every word and don't try to pull off anything stupid. I always get them where they need to be, safe and sound. And then there are the dumb ones. The punks who thought they could take me on, the wise guys who tried to contact somebody, secretly, and without permission, the troublemakers who tried to run off or make a scene. None of them got to their destination in one piece. In fact, most of them never reached their destination at all. Well, he's not manipulative. Okay, so Kadir's role is the sheriff. His rank in the whole scheme of vampire society, he is a sheriff. So he's responsible for like the law and order. Oh, he's got details in his suit. I don't know if you all can see the little details around his shoulders and arms, that are highlighted there. But yeah, I love the design and the art of this game. But yeah, Kadir, he was very mentor-like to Julia, and he in Shadows of New York. So hopefully he'll be the same way here. Oh, so he's in a uniform now. This guy's just getting better and better. Yeah, but he appreciates like law and order. Kadir is a Toreador. That's his clan, I will say. His voice becomes slightly bored and monotone. You can tell he's given this speech before, likely dozens of times. So you see, while I generally consider myself pretty smart, I'm also a Mets fan. It's my one true weakness. One that inspired me to come up with a 3-strike system when dealing with pups like you. If you get on my nerves once or twice, well, I understand. Not all of us perform well in stressful situations. But cross me 3 times and you're out. No excuses, no forgiveness, no mercy. As he's talking, he slowly approaches you, adding a bit of theatrical swagger to his walk. Eventually, he leans in, deliberately invading your personal space. You realize it's a test. He's daring you to do something about it. 3 strikes, and you're out. Say, I understand, sir. Now. Every atom of your being screams for you to obey his authority. I understand, sir. Fuck you, sir. What are you even talking about? Okay, so here's the thing. Jeez, this dude is bossy. Yes, he is. He is very bossy. But see, here's the thing. I loved Kadir in Shadows of New York. I know what he's capable of. And I was very, very sad that well, I mean, spoilers, but I mean, it's a game that's been out for a bit, and you can go watch it on our channel. But yeah, no, I'm gonna say... Oh, Emily, you want me to say what are you talking about? Put up that boundary now. Nope. Well, I'm not gonna say fuck you. Okay, Emily, I'll just do what you say. I'll say, what are you even talking about? Can you please just tell me what's going on? No, I thought I made myself clear. Strike 1. Thanks, Em! Moving on. Is there anyone you'd want to inform of your current situation? Tell them you're alright? Oh yeah, that's another thing. So it's called Vampire the Masquerade because the Masquerade is the general term for how vampires hide from human society. So if you... there's like a quote that's in Bloodlines. I keep referencing Bloodlines because that was the first one that I got into. 2 more. It doesn't matter. I like having a perfect record. But yeah, so the Masquerade refers to the general sense of shielding themselves from human society, making sure that humans don't know that there are vampires out in the world. So one of the quotes from one of the Nosferatu that you made in Bloodlines is, don't think of it as killing, think of it as upholding the masquerade. So it's like one of the rules that you have to obtain. So you can't contact anyone if you have become a vampire. You just have to let yourself vanish and you'll just be a missing person in their lives forever. They will never know what happened to you. He flashes his fangs briefly, and for some reason the sight sends a chill down your spine. There's something very wrong about him. Someone closest to you? My boss, there's no one. I'd rather not answer. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Well, she's not close to her boss. I mean, we kind of realized he was a douche. So she said that she had a partner earlier on, but I guess that relationship soured when she moved up the corporate ladder. So I'm gonna say there's no one. No, I don't have anyone. The stranger squints at you. No family, no lover, no friends, nothing. A job. You suck, Goodyear. He doesn't suck. He just really he's just a stickler for the rules. Your blank stare tells him the whole story. He immediately stops prying and gives you something even worse than a look of pity. A look of honest compassion. Well, technically he does suck because, you know, he's a vampire. Yes, he does. Well, that makes things simpler. But let me be crystal clear, just in case. From this point on, you are subject to different laws than the ones you grew up under, and you'll be watched by many eyes to ensure these laws are respected. I'm with them on this. This guy is creepy AF. Watch Shadows of New York. Watch that playthrough. You'll understand. But there's a little scene that didn't make it into the recording where I decided to be a complete dick in the second playthrough I did. And I had Julia kick a rat. And Kadir's like, hey, don't hurt the little guy. Animals are not... So he has a soft spot for animals and, like, weaker beings. He just, you know, he's just a stickler for the rules. I will defend him in this chat for as long as I can. Thanks for calling me out, Andre. Thank you for keeping me honest. You are forbidden from letting anyone know you're still alive. You are forbidden from showing your face anywhere they know you. If anyone comes looking for you, it's over for both you and them. Or people don't kick rats. Like I said, well, because in the when I did that second speed run so I could film the bonus episode, the very last video in the playthrough, you're a tattletale and I appreciate that. Well, basically that's why I couldn't be a good Lasombra clan member as Julia, and that's why I got the bad ending in my first playthrough. It's because to be a Lasombra, you basically have to be a massive dick. So that's what I was trying to make her do. So I would get the good ending. That practice tone again. You put on your poker face and listen in silence. So unless you want your boss to end up at the bottom of the Hudson, I'd suggest you cooperate. Don't tempt me. He smiles, revealing his fangs again. There's something absolutely sickening about it. Suddenly you feel overwhelmed by a sense of exhaustion. You pass out. When you regain your senses, you find yourself in the stranger's arms. The man is holding you as you would a spouse that's had a little too much to drink. That sudden music jolted me. I'm sorry. You try to break free, but he holds you close and gives you a cautioning look. Only when you cease your struggling does he let you go. Only now do you notice the change in scenery. You find yourself in a fancy lobby, right next to the elevator. That's either good or bad. What is? The fact that he's holding? Oh, Amanda loves the spouse part. The place is virtually empty. I'm ignoring that. Emily. The place is virtually empty, save for a single concierge and some cleaning staff. Your companion gestures at the concierge as you pass, and he picks up the phone. look of either disappointment or not this again, honey. You guys just need to stop. The elevator arrives, the door opens, and the man motions towards the cabin. After you. I'm gonna scream. I'm not going anywhere. Where are we going? Okay. I'm gonna say where are we going? I'm not gonna say screw you to him like you seem to insist that I do. Emily, I'm going to say where are we going? I'm going to agree. I'm not going to get another strike because 2 out of 3 is where I want to stay at this point. Where are we going? Yeah, man doesn't want to strike out with Kadir. To a safe place, that's all you need to know. Trust me, you don't want to make this difficult. Just get in. Call for help, demand to be let go, step inside the elevator. I'm gonna step inside. Going against your instincts, you enter the cabin. Smooth jazz is playing over the speakers as the elevator starts its descent. You are dazed, panicky, but somehow locked in place. On the one hand, you find the stranger's presence oddly soothing. On the other, you can feel your body tensing up with stress. You can't help but think back to the young waiter, the doe-eyed look on his face, the confused look he gave you just before. No, it's better not to think about it. Plus, you have other things to worry about, like the fact that you're being kidnapped. The cabin door opens to the same garage you arrived at with the investors some hours ago. I only live to serve, madame. Thank you, I appreciate it. The man shows you a black Cadillac Escalade. Oh yeah, that's Kadir's car in shadows. Yeah, that's his car. I know what you're thinking. Getting into a car with some strange man. Boy, sure sounds like a dumb idea. Maybe I can make a run for it. I might be able to lose him. So, let me be perfectly clear. Your best bet is to get in, relax, and enjoy the ride. Oh, now she's obsessed with his car! No, there are just scenes in Shadows of New York where you are inside his car. So I know that's his car. What? You know what? You just need to stop. Stop this right now. The waiter, what do you want? I have money. I'm gonna ask... Chicks love the car. Oh, Batman Forever reference, I know.
Well, I wish I could say that my interest in you was purely professional.
It's the car, right? Chicks love the car.
The waiter, what do you want? I'm not gonna say I have money because that's clearly immaterial to him. Yeah, I'm gonna ask about the waiter just because, you know, that's clearly something that's on her and my conscience. Because, like I said, I didn't want to kill him. Do you think that waiter upstairs, is he going to be all right? Yes. You look him in the eyes and can immediately tell he's lying. Nice. No more questions. Get in the car, please. I am not going to make a run for it. I'm going to get in the car. I don't care what you say, Em. It seems like the worst idea ever, but the man's made it very clear that you have no choice in the matter. What's your name? I've got friends. Are you going to hurt me? I'm gonna say, what's your name? So we can finally, instead of saying stranger, we can formally call him, officially call him Kadir by his name. Can I at least know your name? You'll know it when the time is right. Oh, screw you. He takes a glance at his expensive-looking watch. Listen, you really need to quit stalling. We're on a bit of a schedule here. The sun comes up in about 2 hours, and I don't intend to be here when it does. This guy's all sorts of mysterious. Oh, yes, he is. Yes, he is. Like I said, it's all part of the masquerade. The sun. Schedule. What is this about? Now you recognize he's a jerk. He's not a jerk. He's just a stickler for the rules. Is all. Okay. She will never denounce him. No, I will not. It's too late for her. Exactly, yes. I got to know him very well in Shadows of New York. That is why I'm so adamant that he is not a jerk. I'm just gonna say, what is this about? Because I feel like that kind of implies what does he mean by schedule as well. Look, I just want to know what this is about. Then wait until tomorrow. I can't even see Kadir's face, so it's more of a mystery to me. Okay, maybe I should move my face over to the other side. Oh my goodness. I did it just for you, Andre. It's just clicking. That dude looks terrifying. Like I said, I think he looks a bit better with his hair pulled back. He has it pulled back in Shadows of New York. And I think it looks better. His eyes are piercing my soul. He opens the car door and gestures toward it. You see no point in delaying the inevitable, so you get in. Oh, this is the same animation from... Oh yeah, except they pulled his... Yeah, it's the same animation from Shadows of New York. The door locks behind you. The Cadillac is almost entirely dark. The side windows seem light-proof. The man gets into the driver's seat, starts the engine, and drives away without another word. I'm also madly in love with him. Yes, thank you for coming on to the right side. Damn it, Andre, like... Also, just so you know, his name isn't spelled with the E. Andre's name isn't spelled with the E. And look at his eyes! Yes! How am I alive? Is this a joke? Did I die? I'm gonna ask, did I die? Did I die? Depends on your definition of death. Listen, I realize you have many questions. Tomorrow you will get some answers. But tonight, I need you to do what I say. And right now, I need some quiet, please. You died and went to Kadir heaven. You're mean. You feel too confused to protest. You stay silent for the rest of the ride, even as more questions bubble up to the surface. One of them being, did you actually kill someone tonight? I am ashamed of both of you. Given wait, no, it's probably better, because Emily and I are into, like, I mean, we're into different things, I guess, but it's probably better for our relationship that way. Staring out the window, you find it hard to focus and quickly lose track of where you're headed. You can only tell that you haven't left Manhattan. Another underground parking, almost featureless, empty. The car stops and the man opens the door for you. We're here. The stranger walks you to a nearby door. He opens it and motions at you to get in. Go in. Make yourself comfortable. If you get hungry, again, take a look in the fridge. I'll pick you up tomorrow and you'll get your answers. Behind the door is a small room. No windows, just a simple bed and a single light bulb hanging from the ceiling. We fought over who could have a crush on the fictional characters as children. Yeah, that's true. When you're a twin, you do have, or there's some implied competition there that we have now since gotten over as adults because we realize that's kind of stupid. What body parts are in the fridge? Oh, nobody really won. We just were like, oh, this is kind of stupid. Is there a woman in the refrigerator? Ah, yeah, so Andre, we have this video coming out. By the time this is posted, that video will already be updated. It's the part 6 of the Vampire walkthrough, not Vampire the Masquerade, another game that we're playing called Vampire, and we discuss women in the refrigerator in that one, so that's what Emily's talking about. No, Amanda always had to win. Yes, I do enjoy winning very much. I'm a competitive person. I'm gonna take a drink of water because I've been talking for a bit. Behind the door is a small room. No windows, just a simple bed and a single light bulb hanging from the ceiling. A small fridge is humming away in the corner, accompanied by a rattling AC fan in the wall. It's because you're thirsty for Kadir, apparently. You're leaving me here? That's not happening. Or where are you going? It's okay, I did too. I had a whole bottle. Okay, I'm inclined to say you're leaving me here. Oh yes, if I was too, we would have problems. I'm inclined to say you're leaving me here, or where are you going? I'm probably just gonna say you're leaving me here. What do you guys think? A whole bottle of Kadir. Yes, Kadir, don't leave me. I miss you already. I'm just gonna say you're leaving me here. That's it. You're just gonna leave me here. That's it. For now, at least. Look, this room is your best chance of seeing another night. I realize you've been put in a problematic situation and it's not entirely your fault. Cooperate and you might still make it. Okay, so yeah, this is why I still like Kadir, because he does try to take the path where you don't shake the structure too. The thirst trap. I love it. But yeah, no, this is part of Kadir's character because he really tried to, like I said, in Shadows of New York, Julia, the main character, was a bit of his mentee. So he really tried to steer her in the direction to not rattle cages because he was concerned about teaching her, making sure she survived within the system, the vampire system that was in place. You will learn more tomorrow, but for the time being, get in and get cozy. He gestures inside. You actually changed it right now? Okay, sure, whatever. Try to escape, step into the room. Oh, wow. Wow, this is a lot more primitive than I thought. Okay. You step inside. The stranger nods. Good night. He locks the door behind you. It looks very sturdy. Gosh, this is like a friggin' prison. Oh my gosh. You open the fridge. There's a single plastic bag there filled with red liquid, no label. Tomato soup? You feel sick to your stomach. Best to leave it for now. You lie down on the bed. It's a simple mattress on a metal frame. At least it's not too filthy. You think back to how this evening began. This investor, is he friends with the dark-skinned stranger who picked you up from the restaurant? What happens now? Unable to relax, you spend an hour or so playing out various scenarios in your head. That is not tomato soup, Amanda, I know. Eventually, you decide to give in and let exhaustion take over. Whatever tomorrow brings, you'd rather face it well rested. At least it's not ahead, that's true. Count your blessings. Plus, there's no way in hell your boss isn't going to notice your absence tomorrow. That and maybe some of the restaurant staff will feel a pang of conscience. Someone will notify the police. Someone will find you. Right? It's going to get confusing in this game with two Amandas. No, well, I don't know. I guess we're supposed to be in Amanda's shoes here. Vampire Amanda. You flash back to the waiter's tattoo, the bloody Rita Hayworth winking at you over a pale mess of a wound. You did this. You bit him, drank his blood, and it tasted good. What if you can never go home again? You're so tired. Your entire body tenses up one last time, and before you know it, you drift away into oblivion. Watch the waiter wake up and fall in love, and it becomes a love triangle.